I'm gonna
Dota slum bags here. Some couple of boggers.
Jack's like not even awake.
Jack's here, I think. We have a draft.
Is he? I'm trying to process, but before we continue, you know, let's.
Okay.
I saw some of the comments. Let's not go too hard on Kiko. That is Mikasa's girlfriend after all. Let's show some respect.
Yeah, guys, come on, show some respect. All right. So this is a batch of who's gonna have all of the secret data, right? Something like that. Anyways,
the battle for the key.
The battle for the one key here between LGD and LGD.
One key to rule them all.
We went there. The API
I can't remember how much prize money. 250,000, something like that. In RMB, it's like a lot, million. I'm sorry, I don't know my conversion rates at all.
I think it's 250k USD, right? Maybe.
Yeah, and it's about 7 to 1. Well, wait. Actually, why am I bringing that up? You guys don't care how much it is in RMB. Right?
Yeah, I like R and B, but not too much of an RMB.
The more you know. There's someone out there in Twitch chat who was like about to plan a trip to China, didn't know the conversion rate. Now they know, Jack.
They're like, I thought it was 6 to 1. I went about it all wrong. Thank you, Jack.
Well, it's like 6.9, but you're close enough to 7, right? So,
yeah. Giggity. Nice, Jack.
Okay.
Guys, let's talk about Dota. We have a draft underway here. It's currently hanging above Jack's head. We have Death Prophet. Now they're just being absolutely cruel to Super in particular. Now they're not only going to ban the DK in the first phase, they're going to take away his Death Prophet as well. LGD-Forever Young get rid of the Kunkka, they get rid of the Faceless Void, and that means we are going to be in store for another Victoria Earth Spirit game.
Yao's drafting has been phenomenal this game, and I think they've recognized these are the key heroes for LFY. The previous game when LFY have first pick, it's kind of different because you can take the AA, like you know they're not going to ban it, but the problem is when you first pick is that LFY could ban AA and then pick the Death Prophet, unless LGD first pick it, but LGD I don't think want to first to pick it, sorry, for overall first pick it. So Yao's drafting is really showing an ability to punish LFY's maybe limited pull for Super in the mid lane.
Which you get a lot in some of these series is kind of this this concept of like spite drafting, not just in the bans, but like stealing the picks of the other team's signature heroes. Obviously, like the Earth Spirit as well, which LGD has run quite a bit, but we see that as one of Afu's signature heroes. They're starting to look a little bit like the Game 1 draft with the Earth Spirit Shadow Shaman picks coming out very early here for LGD, and then LFY will continue to believe in that Night Stalker. It's obviously like this is something that was first banned against them pretty consistently, and it's been left in both these last 2 games, and they're going to snatch that up right off the bat.
In the last game, they were setting it up in that kind of aggro lane where they wanted to bully as much as possible, and it was working okay at the start. But yeah, Afu did a pretty nice job on making the most out of that first nighttime. I believe he had a pretty successful rotation through the mid lane, and yeah, they were just making some good early game aggression. I would imagine LGD were going to be anticipating that this AA was going to get picked up. They didn't ban it this time. They didn't pick it up for themselves, so I don't know. I don't know how you would prepare your lineup for an AA, but I'm sure it's something that was to be expected.
Mostly just maybe limit some of the core options you can pick, but don't think that's a huge problem for LGD, considering maybe it does have a huge hero pool. We've seen Ame play quite a bit as well. And I think for LGD, it's more about making sure they get one of Yao's comfort heroes. The Shaman, the AA, the Phoenix. You know if AA is being taken, you're getting Shaman. If they take Shaman, you get AA, whatever it may be. You're going to get one of the 3. And both teams effectively with the same opener. Pick your 4, then pick your 5.
Yep.
Reveal nothing as far as cores go.
You just get lots of great vision, though. Yeah. Obviously, Night Stalker has that. And then even the, little ice vortexes that he's able to drop down. Give you that little peek into Roche Pit, that little peek up the hill.
I feel like with the Western teams, there's a much bigger focus on these flex pick openings. We're not seeing flex picks really prioritized as much from the Chinese scene. They just seem to not care as much about revealing. I mean, it's not even like they're revealing their draft so much because they are picking supports, but they're revealing obviously what hero is going in what exact role. Like Night Stalker theoretically could offlane, but we're not. They always first pick Afu's hero. So.
The Beastmaster ban here suggests that they're looking at a Venomancer, or at least they want LGD to be concerned about it. The Beastmaster was used kind of to counter the Veno like double ward strat, and then like obviously there's a synergy with the AA, and then the Veno wards are also extremely good against Serpent wards from the Shadow Shaman. So that's a possible next pick to look at here for both teams.
AA Veno, pretty filthy. So
the Night Stalker is a hero that is valued very differently. Like the hero for the early vision, but he really seems to fall off a little bit, making like in terms of like damage and other utility, he doesn't really do that much after the early game. He kind of is relied on to then at some point get up the Aghanims and provide that map vision, but it usually takes a while, or you need a good start to get to that point, and that's why I think some teams have a very different valuation of this hero.
I think the other thing is this series we haven't seen any Sanking Earthshaker that much. It was what, maybe one game of Earthshaker support, but those have been like the two most picked heroes of the tournament. Sanking as the 4-position, Shaker as that flexible offlane or 4-position, where it's like you just first pick these heroes, but these two teams seem to have a very different idea of what they want to be playing as their opening picks.
Also look out for the CK here for LFY or for LGD. Again, like some of the premium cores of this tournament, there's a good natural synergy the CK has with the supports of both teams.
Well, that's been banned out in the last 2 games, so this may be the first time it actually slips through the second stage of bans.
Otherwise, it's more hate on the offlaner to see.
And it's great synergy with both teams' supports. You've got Reality Rift with Cold Feet, you've got Shadow Shaman with CK. There's a killing combo regardless of which team picks up the CK, which is normally what you want to see. Like the CK Warlock type comp lane isn't that powerful because Warlock doesn't have a kill threat, whereas AA or a Shadow Shaman does.
Radiant
Bristleback will be the one to receive the ban. Was played by Super earlier, so I don't know if it's more hate on the Super or not, but just a force that they do not want to be dealing with here. We'll see if Forever Young do opt to hop onto something like that Venomancer.
Seems like they want Super to be pushed onto those more traditional mids. We've seen them play the Quap. Well, they had the Puck on Inflame, but that was kind of like putting LFY out of their comfort zone by having a traditional mid rather than these tanky 5-man pusher-in ones. The DK, the Bristle, the Death Prophet. The first two being the big 2 ones. Bristle we saw as kind of a replacement in one of the games. And this seems to be LGD forcing LFY to play a different kind of strat.
Well, there he is, Jack. The Chaos Knight does end up coming out the first time in our grand final.
He has been definitely one of the breakout heroes of this tournament. Not like a most picked hero by any means.
I'm curious if that is something that will actually transcend out of this tournament or not. There's also been an ongoing trend of these mini patches happening after tournaments. So, I mean, firstly, we'll have to see if there'll be a 7.068, whatever we're on, E, G, something like that.
Yeah.
Or if it's something that will move forward up to DreamHack and then TI.
I was talking to Merlini about this the other day, and I think he at some point made a video going back and looking at the patches before TI, and usually with this little time to go before TI, there isn't any like a major patch. So unless that changes this year and really shakes things up, don't expect anything huge to really
There might be like a tiny balance patch post MDL, because what we've seen over the last maybe 6 weeks has been after every big LAN, tiny balance patch. So 6.06D and the E more recently after the TI qualifiers was when 6.06E happened, I believe.
There might have even been a patch after Summit too, before qualifiers.
Yes, I think there was. I think that one was small. The one after qualifiers was a bit bigger with a lot more changes. I think the nice thing for a hero like CK is, we're still talking about CK as if he has feelings. He's not going to get nerfed. Like, this is a hero that's not being picked at a volume where if you're thinking tiny little balance patch where you don't change the game too much, you're thinking big most played heroes. You're looking at, I don't know, the 4 positions, the Earthshaker type hero maybe. I don't really feel like there's a must nerf hero at the moment. The Void perhaps has been a big meta hero that's like a first pick material. I don't really feel like there's going to be tweaks that nerf too many heroes. Maybe some tiny little buffs to some of the lower tier heroes is more likely.
Yeah. No, it's feeling like it's in a pretty decent spot here. Look at this. Since the CK, we get the Earthshaker pickup from LGD side. And Forever Young going to an Omni Knight pickup here. So providing a free BKB for Sir CK. But then promptly the Enigma comes out. And then you begin to look around like, okay, what can stop the black hole?
It's 2 games in a row where there's this problematic Enigma pick. Last game, it wasn't even like the big problem. It was just like one of many teamfight ultis. Theoretically, if that game did go 40, 50 minutes and was closer, I think Enigma wins the late game because of the BKB black hole. But this is a game where, hey, you could go down or have an even game, but this late game Enigma is a huge issue to deal with.
The interesting part is this could be a
LGD's
potentially mid Earthshaker. with this Enigma pickup. So
Oh,
yeah, that
you're right.
wasn't even really thought of. Yeah. How do you lane this?
Or yeah, no, that's looking like a thing.
And once again, LFY's draft kind of lacks a fight start. I mean, obviously the CK likes to run in and do that, but they don't have like a traditional initiator from range. So once again, like they're kind of going to want the death ball, but it's going to be hard if they get behind. It's going to be hard to take fights on their terms or be able to get ganks to get back into the game. They're going to need to come out of the lanes very strong, which they're certainly equipped to do. The Night Stalker is going to help mid. The Omni just naturally lanes very strong against most heroes, and the CKAA combo is absolutely brutal. So if they can't start fights, they're going to need some kind of push vehicle out of that mid lane, most likely to enable that. And there's the
Pug push vehicle, yeah. There we go.
Damn. Okay, this is interesting. So Troll Warlord coming out as the last pickup for LGD, though no one on his team really benefits from the burst of attack speed. You know, Enchant Totem is just going to be one mighty swing and you're done as far as the heavy burst. But I guess they needed some sort of heavy core to pull it out in the late game and burst through towers and such. But Pugna, final pickup here, really says that LGD-Forever Young on their potential elimination game, going out in second place, saying we're going to go all in with the push flare by getting this Pugna.
Yeah, this is a very risky pick, but one that they just feel like they've been kind of put into a corner 2 games in a row with the draft. They say, let's just do something kind of crazy and out of left field and see if it can work, because LGD seem to have figured out how to draft and play against LFY just through the bans and picks to really punish their playstyle, where they often want to play around that DK Death Prophet mid lane. So Super ends up on a Pugna. We'll see how it fares. It's definitely a good lane against the Earthshaker mid, but there's a lot of other factors to worry about. The Earth Spirit can definitely help secure that lane, Pugna being a very squishy hero against those rolling boulders.
Somewhere in, I believe, a land in Peru right now, Giannis Lucas is smiling about this Pugna pick, although he likes it more as a support than as a mid. But Repelled Pugna is very scary. He obviously has like the range blast to siege towers. If you can't disable or stun him, which LGD does have in droves, it's very hard to fight into this hero. He's got lots of range for dealing with, say, like the Shadow Shaman wards as well, and then ultimately, if you look at items on this core, like an Aether Lens, the Aghanim Scepter, it becomes very difficult to fight into. There's a lot of pressure. It's hard to deal with this Death Ball. He's like a very strong Death Ball hero, so well, interesting to see how LGD manages to handle this.
They do need a lot of... It feels like they need a bit of farm, and what do you guys think? Between a Pugna, a CK, and then you want to make sure Omni Knight gets a little bit of something, you know, is there going to be enough farm available to all of them in the early game to be able to be at that timing of where Pugna wants to be? You know, to like take off with the team. Is there going to be enough farm for all of them to be able to match that level?
I feel like it's going to depend on how well Omni does in lane. Omni, he gets zoned out and has to play catch up in the jungle or just in the lane, then you're in trouble. But if Omni Knight can actually survive the lane and kind of hold his own, getting experience, getting some CS, then it doesn't turn into this greedy draft where you're thinking, oh, we've got to keep farming to get these items on and levels on Omni. It's actually like, well, he got them from the laning stage, so we can actually push towers around 15 minutes in. But an underfarmed, underleveled Omni is not very useful. So his lane's, I think, the important one, and similarly LGD may look to really try and punish and bully his lane as a result of recognizing that this is the hero you want to shut down early.
We saw 11 already kind of going in a bit close here, obviously wanting to block out a full camp if possible, so that he can get the most out of the lane. Can you guys just keep it down? I'm trying to talk at the start of the game. No, that's my bad. This is when the players are supposed to warm up the chat wheel, right?
Here go LFY. They're 3-man smoking. They're going to aggro trialing this game. This is the importance of the Omni's items as well as levels. They give him a safe lane solo 1v1, and they're going to look for an early kill. Doesn't look like it's going to work. They get scared.
And then, they rift him right back in, and that is going to be first blood.
Well played, Mr. Monet. Quick fingers on the Reality Rift.
I thought the distance wasn't going to be there. I guess I underestimated how much range you can kind of get, even with the level 1 rift.
Yeah.
So, able to suck him right back in. I mean, if I was an Earth Spear, I would not have suspected that being as a feasible option there.
Yep.
Here, Ame, though, runs out the other direction as they kind of take over. It's on the chase, though, for him, as he'll just throw out the rifts like nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't cost too much mana to spam, really, in the early game, so Happy to do so. This top lane is going to be very troublesome to deal with.
Oh, the problem though is mid lane Pugna is food for Earth Spirit ganks early on. I feel like that could be a bit troublesome. We saw there he actually got taken down to low third of his life.
Yep. Top lane though.
Yeah, forcing out a bit of shackles as they continue to pressure Ame very hard.
Tori's going to look for another roll mid. If he lands it, it could be kill going LGD's way.
Super's got decent positioning, so he has time to react. Pugna's super fast. One of the fastest in the game. You can get that quick sidestep in.
Decrepping just to mess with the last hits at mid. Annoying pesky stuff. This Pugna under the tower though is going to continue to get bullied. I'm going to keep away from that farm as much as possible.
Ooh, he hits hard. Careful. Victoria takes some hard shots there, and the enforcers will continue to enforce their way through that lane, and top lane as well is also one that we have to continue to keep our eyes on. It's only bottom, the one-on-one matchup, the win-win almost.
Yeah, they're both going to farm, both going to get levels. For 11, it's like try and get that soul ring up as fast as possible while doing okay in this matchup. Actually went for a win lace, which is not really an item you want for 1v1. He was expecting most likely the CK tri-lane down there at the start with this pickup.
Now, Troll does not like to be
top lane. They've gone in.
Tri-lane.
They are.
Part, so.
The chilling gloves are out as they make their approach on for Ame. Yao steps in through the trees, able to connect with the shackles. Ooh, they needed one more right click to be able to get a little support down, but Yao's going to be fine.
A 1 second stun, unfortunately, on Troll.
Oh my god, sir. Is he going to die? Yes, he will. He got denied. We'll call it a deny as he pulls the wave.
I mean, we can look forward to something similar from last game, where if you do run this tri-lane and you keep the supports there, are the mid and off lane from either team active and able to rotate and make an impact early on. So in this case, I think the edge again goes to LFY on that front, that Pugna can pick up some kills very quickly if he rotates into an under-leveled lane. Same with the Omni Knight. We saw Inflame come off the line very quickly last game as the Elder Titan to participate in fights. So that's something to watch out for, whereas the Earthshaker maybe not so much. You really want to, Earthshaker and Digma really want to hit those edge times.
Here's Victoria now stepping away from the mid lane, makes his move to the top. A hard move in for DDC, who will be brought down. They look to turn around and get a return kill onto Yao, which they will be rewarded with. And now the pressure could be on Monet. Ame begins to swing it out, changes to range mode, and that will be the end of it. Continuing to get into action, Earth Spirit.
I think you're fine with the kill trades up top if you're LGD. It just kind of evens things up. It's Ame staying kind of alive as a safe lane troll who wants to get some farm. It also just frees you up to get those pulls. And they did some good damage onto the CK, who does get his clarity cancelled. Nice kick at top from Victoria. Taking away that mana pool will, or he's going to re-clarity, it's just going to deny the aggression. If you don't have Chaos Bolt, you can't play as aggressive as you'd like. It's being pinged again, Ame. He's going to cancel another clarity. Back-to-back clarities at top being cancelled. Pesky stuff.
Almost has the mana to get off the one bolt, but yeah, would obviously have loved to have the insurance of some more mana.
He even ate his mango that he had earlier, so he's definitely investing a lot into trying to sustain this mana pool.
Will also be able to hold on to their own bounty. So the first Nightfall, guys, and it's level 3 off food. That's actually not too bad.
Too bad at all.
Oh, but maybe. Gets the Fisher out, we'll be able to pick up the Illusion Rune, even though the Decrepit Fight is there. But yeah, we go back to top lane. There is an approach. Afu is looking like he's feeling a bit frisky. Looking to make something happen, but grabs up the early pieces of Phase Boots first. But with the 3 still here from LGD, actually LGD making a jump in. That's when Afu will come out from behind. They get the Rift pull back and they look to get the focus onto Victoria. As he gets hit with the cold feet, he will be walking back and away, but doesn't make enough distance, so he does end up getting hit with the Solidify. Monet will have to also be forced from the lane, but the finish is going to be onto Yao, as Afu will be able to claw him down, roll on in deep as they want to get the finish for DDC. It's there. Ame will pick that one up, but it costs him another as Victoria's going to get dropped. Afu with his first nighttime, scoring a double kill already.
Oh. Not bad for Afu. Can't believe Ame got like 3 bashes in that whole fight, which has a 10% bash, getting 3. Did hit like 12, 15 times, but that's still a pretty ridiculous amount of bash to get in there. Slightly favoring LFY the exchanges as The lanes look good for them. The Pugnet, even with the Shaker, the bottom lane is being won by Inflame's Omni Knight, though. He's just done a really good job of pressuring the Eidolons, and 11 not having either Soul Ring or Arcane Boots means he actually really can't keep spamming the conversion. He's smart at the bleed.
Maybe might go down. Oh, turnaround. Has to use the Echo Slam, and then the Enchant Totem at the end will shut down Afu.
Yeah, and he has a Shrine to fall back to. That's the dream scenario. You come on top of that exchange, and then you can just Shrine up, go right back to lane to continue farming. Those raindrops helping save his life there, and a great turnaround. The fissure also just made it very difficult for the Pugnet to maintain his pace. Not done.
Jump onto DDC, but it looks like they will just kick him away instead of making any sort of stun action there. It's also short on the stones. Nice deny.
He was trying to kick him backwards towards the Shaker or
top
something.
lane. We got Shackle onto Monet. Troll trying to swing with him a bit, but stun will be there.
No bash this time.
Yeah,
Nice try,
maybe
Ame.
looks like he's going to make some plays
Oh,
here.
he's actually going to go down. Afu will pay the price for it, but at first drop, makes it pretty nice for LFY.
Doesn't have mana for the Black Hole.
No,
There's a Malefice.
No man on super either, though.
It's gonna roll.
Probably.
No Shrine. Victoria has a roll. Oh, no stone, though. Too much action in the
Super
early
will
game for him.
scamper away at 380. So maybe with that nice turn has bought himself some space there, a crucial kill, but he's still ultimately probably going to lose his tower very soon. And so that opens up more rotations there from LFY. The Omni hasn't had to come off his line. He's been farming very comfortable in his lane and has slowed down Old 11. So the slower Old 11 gets his required items, whether it's, he has a Soul Ring now, but whether it's the Arcanes, whether it's the Midas, to start accelerating his farm and levels, and the slower that he wants to be able to come to these other fights. And that's going to continue to put pressure on the Troll. If the Troll's levels are limited a bit early on, he also really doesn't have much kill potential. He's not that threatening. He doesn't threaten Roshan nearly as quickly. So I like the game plan going out so far for LFY.
Gank 11 now.
Yep, easy setup there.
I think 11 has lost this lane harder than he should. This Enigma vs Omni matchup should not be this one-sided. Omni Knight did itemize for it, like going for the Poor Man's Shield, the Orb of Venom after that, whereas Enigma didn't know the laning matchup, but even so, it feels like he got much less CS than the matchup should entail.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Super is trying to get the finish onto this tier 1, but they are rotating in a long roll, but he is already out the other side. So a nice snipe of the tower for him, and they'll just keep this party going all the way down into the bottom lane. I also noticed that Inflame phase boots, is that like a fighting Omni build that's normal?
But when you're winning your lane, it's like a cost-effective item just to be able to run people down. If you're not, I don't think he wants to go for the mech this game. I think we'll see just like a Soul Ring into Midas.
Okay.
Maybe even a Radiance build this game could be good. It's just a good cost-effective item for being farmed as an Omni Knight. Very good synergy with the degen to chase people down.
All right, so with 11 having to be stalled out a bit as far as farm and progression, where do we bank on for LGD here to kind of run it back a bit? We already know the Troll just needs a bit more time to kind of build up a bit, but okay, here comes Maybe saying, I can help out a bit. Goes to the top lane, just dunks right on the head of the Omni Knight, and we'll help get the finish. I mean, the question I was going to look to pose is, do they fall on Maybe to try to get something going for their team during this mid lane phase while the others need more time?
Yeah, I think they do, Duka. I think they look for him to go gank top, kill the Omni Knight. I think that'd be a good plan, actually.
All right, well, I hope they do it. Oh, they did it. Oh, well, they're quite ahead of the game. I'm the one that's behind. So 6-5 is still feeling okay for LFY as they sport that 1K advantage. But, you know, treads to come together here for Maybe, but he's still sporting a lot of money. So I imagine he's going to try to maybe secure the early blink.
On Shaker, yeah, the fact he's not buying the treads. The blink is something that's going to be essential to initiate on this pushing LFY lineup. They're looking to already start kind of death bowling around them. They took the tier 1 mid, they're already bottom. Going for tower after tower. You've got to stop this snowball at some point.
Can't discredit though. The Pugna is a secret bog lord, you know, moving around the lane a little bit faster, but he is just going to gut down these towers faster than you're ready to take fights for.
Going straight into the 8th lens. It's still a fairly squishy hero in his own right, and with Omni Knight backing him up, that's definitely nice, but if you ever see the Omni on the map when that push is happening, like both the tier 1 mid and the tier 1 bottom, Omni was not a part of, so at a certain point we're going to have to see this Omni forced to go with his team, which is where his farm does slow down quite a bit.
Omni makes his return to the lane here where the Troll is currently at, but there is help nearby. They could go for back-to-back kills. Here comes the darkness, and there's the jump. They move in, but the rappel's already there. Could we see a turnaround from LFY as Afu runs into action? It looks like we might. A jump for Ame. The Fisher's going to be there, though, but he's looking to pursue. He's got the heal. He needs one more hit. Decrepify Blast will be the finish, but Super eats a lot of hard damage coming in from Maybe, and will end up going down. Maybe looking to go for the TP out. Can he make it? Yes. He is gone and out, and it is going to be just a 1-for-1 at the end of it, as it's a troll for Pugna.
Maybe has really made the most out of some tough situations this game, both with the tower dive, obviously like the HP and beatfiness from the Earthshaker helped him save that and turn around there, and then some very timely rotations into the safe lane, both protecting his troll and managing to kill the mid. So that's just key there, because if the troll goes down, if he fails to kill the Pugna, that tower most likely drops this round as well. So maybe has been kind of a change of a tempo controller without even having his blink dagger up, which he just picked up as well. So the reveal on the blink and echo is huge here. And there it is.
Yao spotted nearby. He was so close to just getting a level 6, but now just one right click away from being finished, and there it is. On the other side, they will also get the takedown of 11. Two-man drop as the CK rides into town.
Great defense, using that ward vision, knowing exactly where the Shaman was to punish LGD's aggression. Shaman was trying to get his level 6, it was 1 or 2 creeps away to get the Serpent wards up, and didn't need it for the tower, but did want to be there to perhaps team up with the Enigma for a kill. Top lane though, this Omni's TP'd in, this could be a dangerous spot. The Blink Shaker revealed.
Yes it is. Oh man, they kick him into another dimension. Off to the left-hand side and into the trees. Victoria could have made it a bit easier if he just kicked the boulder, but now they have to chase this Omni down, and it gets a bit awkward. He has the end of the rappel, but the longest shackle ever will finally connect onto him, and then they will finish him off.
That's back-to-back kills. I don't think we saw the previous kill. He died to the Echo Slam, I want to say. Did we?
Yeah,
and then they
shut off his blink with the blink echo.
Yeah, they tried to jump him again after that, but that was the skirmish where Super ended up going down, but they are pressuring this Omni and this top lane in particular non-stop, and they're going to be moving it forward all the way to that tier 2. While up and above, 11 hesitant, as he should be. Afu is just around the corner, and he has been spanked in this lane.
That's fine. He doesn't have a point in Midnight Pulse, which might slow down the push a bit, but look what this is creating on the map for LGD. Ame going for that Mask of Madness build, as he does on virtually every core that he plays. Almost done with Roshan at this point. LFY are most likely either not privy to this or just can't mobilize.
Well, look, they also are doing the wards onto the tier 2 top lane, so it's multiple objectives happening here. They're not going to get the finish on that tower, but there's some good damage.
Yep. Still, yeah, like you say, good damage. Keeps the Omni Knight busy. You kind of keep tabs of the heroes. Whenever you're pushing out the lanes, you get a lot more intel and just info on where heroes are on the map, and that kind of is what frees up that Roshan to happen. Troll now, with this very squishy phase Mask of Madness build, has an Aegis to give him a bit of a buffer for the upcoming fights.
So what do you think is going to be the next item pick up for Super's Pugna? I've seen, straight to Ags, so you can have the no cooldown life drain. Some go for Bloodstone. Oh, the Troll is dead. He tried to tag the Shrine to hold on to this Aegis here. Victoria could line up a stun to try to help him out a bit, but they do rift Ame in. Gets the kick off, but here comes the Ice Blast. Oh, maybe! Steps in with a dunk to stop the Ice Blast. It is able to fly on out. They still get the finish onto the Troll, but LGD are looking to make the best of this situation. But can they? Fighting on forward, Afu is able to get the finish onto Maybe, and then Monet rips apart Victoria. Afu not done yet. Flying in, secures a triple kill as he gets the finish onto Yao, and we're not done yet, boys and girls. We got little 11 left to finish, and it's a full 5-man wipe. Monet will finish the triple with a double kill himself, and LFY just taking over now at 15 minutes.
Man, this CK is just steamrolling through here at this point. 4-0 and 5. Monet being involved in all the action, setting up tons of kills. It's so incredibly difficult to deal with just how farmed and tanky he is. And I think on the LGD side, you're going to be looking towards this Enigma to not necessarily be getting these big teamfight holes off, but at least having some presence on the game. Like, He tries to push up bottom, he gets caught and picked off. He kind of comes to that fight kind of late, doesn't get a black hole off, doesn't really offer a whole lot. You need to be at least offering like a solo kill black hole at some point to your team. It's 15 minutes in and it feels like this Enigma has only been farming.
Now, LFY riding back into town here. Oh.
They've really taken advantage of that despite how good of a game Maybe has been having. And I feel like he's really equalized things a lot in their favor. If the Enigma is going to be playing this farm-heavy style, then you cannot really match up to LFY in these early skirmishes, especially with the Pugna and the Omni Knight. And you're starting to see that even they took off the Aegis so quickly off Omni, so effectively didn't really get much use out of the Aegis at all.
And they just cross the street and happen to come right through Victoria, so they'll quickly execute him. Yao and Ame.
Courier's going to go down there as well to the wards. So effective guerrilla warfare there from Yao.
Yeah, but he might
be caught in the jungle here.
Lose his life for it as they had crossed through the mid lane. Help him, Eidolon friends.
Help's on the way.
Oh yeah, they rotate over. The Void's not going to get the finish. The Ice Blast, woo! Crawls himself out, but the urn, the cheeky urn comes in from Afu, but here, a turnaround black hole play comes in from 11, and they're going to get redemption for their fallen comrade.
There we go. 11 makes up for his lack of input on the rest of the game with a well-timed black hole. The push was starting to finally gain a ton of momentum, and he shows up, nets his team a couple of kills, and really puts dampen in LFY's mid-game push strat.
He's going to be setting up to a Blink Dagger straight away, at least. That's what he has queued up for now. So just optimizing, I guess, positioning and setting up for that ultimate here. But now could find himself positioned in a bit of trouble, or he could juke lord himself out of this somehow. Oh my god, up and down through the trees. Here comes the Ice Blast, there comes the dunk! A movement from Maybe. See you later, horseman. Get baited.
11.
Exactly.
Making plays on the Enigma all of a sudden, and we'll get away from the Afu charge in as well. This is suddenly kind of falling apart for LFY. A bad sequence of pickups going LGD's way on some key heroes like the Omni Knight and then the Chaos Knight. Very farmed heroes as well.
Suddenly we'll be forgetting about the 5-man wipe they did before that. Just LGD clawing back the farm one little gank at a time.
That's about Pugna's next time. It looks like he does have the Axe queued up, Ogre Club picked up. Could go back instead for a BKB, but I think the Axe is going to be a nice little tool for him to play around. Definitely big question marks around his talent choice. Pugna getting 3 mana regen over 225 health. That's just straight up a mistake, I think. I don't know if he misclicked.
Look at his mana pool, like with just Aether Lens. He has not even just Aether Lens, he has Aether Lens and the mana boots together. Like that, you have mana.
And he's got mana regen too. It only increases his mana regen from 7 to 10. Like
that's just spammy.
Super dubious, this selection.
What's especially surprising about that is I figured if he was going to do that, maybe he plans on holding off on his Axe, which gives you mana back if you're at full health. Rather, not just the Axe itself, but the life drain. And so, would have thought that, hey, maybe he's not counting on having that much life drain available to be able to sustain his mana. Maybe he's going for a BKB instead, and that's why he wants the mana regen. But that's not even the case. It does seem to be going directly for that Agnims. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think that health is a lot more important for him at this point on surviving the burst, at least, of LGD.
We'll see, though, what works out for Super. He could just be dodging confrontations as best as he can until he moves past the Ags and into that next big item, too. We'll have to see. Bottom lane, we're just going to get hit with a snowball there, which will force him to step off a bit, but LGD starting to get some decent pressure into those tier 2s. This game is really close, gentlemen. We are back pretty even as far as net worth goes. The XP actually more so favoring LGD's side.
Yeah, quite a significant margin. You're taking all these towers, they're meant to give you a gold advantage, and we're just not really seeing it despite having taken 5 towers. LFY have they don't really have much of a lead. In fact, it's LGD who have pulled ahead in gold while down on towers, really suggesting that this push strat has not worked out well. This smoke needs to connect, and this could be the time for the big blink black hole. 11 is to the south, though, kind of far away.
Maybe is using his chat wheel, but not for long. Boom. Oh, yo, you're dead. See you later, Earthshaker. Bottom lane. LGD continue to creep on forward through the lane regardless of that gank.
Can't get out. Well, Victoria won't.
He's gonna roll in far deep already. Oh, okay, that was just too greedy there, waiting around a bit. So they'll be able to cancel that out with the Void and finish him off. I'm checking the pressure already coming in on this mid lane. As Super is hitting the tower, there's the move in. The black hole set up for 11. As the troll will show up to play, he just decapitates Super like he's made of paper. That's why you get this the extra life. I don't think it would have helped him in that case, but here's Monet trying to run away from the trouble here. Yao juking within the trees, but they'll ultimately get a hold of him.
Great fight and sequence of events. The pick off on Maybe really settle that up, and Maybe's going to TP and has a BKB.
Is it there? Ice Blast going to be dodged.
It can't actually blink because of the right clicks coming out of AA.
Oh, turn around, dunk right on the 2. And that's when Ame sweeps in, and we'll help finish off the both of them. Or not. Monet rips and pulls back, and Ame's going to get hit with the cold feet at that point. But no damage is really there. So Ame changes targets, it looks like, looking to go for Inflame. But they're waiting for Maybe, if anything. Okay, hi. Sees him in the trees and smacks him in the face, and then also helps with the follow-up onto Inflame. There you go.
Funny sequence of events.
That was just a clowny, straight up 3 minutes right there.
I like the impact of the Shadow Shaman here as well. So there aren't too many supports that both push out lanes and can get you a tower, and so when they're in a situation where they don't feel they can fight LFY, they can still stay relatively even in terms of map equilibrium or even towers, because the Shadow Shaman's been able to pop wards at towers on both sides of the map and just take them down real quick. So that's been a good answer to kind of the death ball that LFY wants. Like, it feels like there's a cost to their attempting the death ball, and if they're just not careful, or if they split up a little bit, you have the burst coming out from Maybe on the blink, or in the threat of black hole now online as well. So it feels like they weathered a bit of a dangerous point in that early mid game. They kept just about even in tower gold, which would have been an important source of momentum if it only went LFY's way.
Yeah, and that's the big scary thing, is this Enigma black hole is going to soon be a BKB black hole, and that BKB timing seems to be where LGD really hit their stride. 11's going to get away from a gank bottom, and we're going to be looking at triple BKB. Shaker and Troll have theirs, so even before the Enigma gets one, it feels like LGD can still take team fights. Maybe they just need a defusal for the Guardian Angel, which is queued up as Ame's next item for Troll. They're going to be able to counter the big team fight of the Guardian Angel while maintaining their own survivability through their BKBs and guaranteeing a black hole.
And this is one of the limitations of, say, a mid Pugna or kind of a very magic damage heavy mid-court, is that when the BKBs come online for their team, it's very limiting to have all this farm invested on the mid, as we see a tussle here.
Through a jump. They will get the finish onto Victoria. Wards were dropped inside the pit to go for Vosh. Pop the smoke on the other side, and Ame goes right back in for it. There is LFY right out the door.
They don't know he's in there.
But I guess, yeah, they don't know he's inside already going for it. The dunk on the other side comes out from Maybe, locking Monet within his place. And then the black hole will come in. Afu can't cancel it, so he walks inside of it instead. They get the quick finish onto Monet, and now they're looking for the follow-up. The Guardian Angel will come out from Inflame, but is it going to really save him here? DDC looking to line up the shot of the Ice Blast. Does find the connection onto the 2, but let's see, second life. I'm lagging. There it is.
Cheese, Steven. Oh, he's died twice.
Yeah, he is going to take it down.
There was a key kind of mistake there and just misfortune for LGD. The Troll in the Roshan pit took a good 5 seconds to pick up the cheese because his backpack was full, and as a result, he could have been in that black hole dishing out damage. If he's there, if he instantly picks up the Aegis, then runs to join the team fight, I think LGD killed those heroes in the black hole, but he was fumbling around with his items, couldn't figure out what to, I think he didn't realize his backpack was full because he wasn't dropping anything, and the end result was he just wasted time in the Roshan pit that he should have been fighting with.
Yeah, or he expected to be able to backpack it, but he's got just too many item slots because he has the components for the diffusal blade. And one of those small details, as you mentioned, 11 is just like, I got him, guys, I got him! You know, where's my damage? And then he hears his ally fumbling with the cheese, as you say, and that's costly there.
Yeah, even just leaving the cheese on the ground and coming back for it later, or hey, the enemy team gets it, or it lays there, it would have been a better result for them, but The big fight that LFY need does come at the Roshan pit, and things were starting to slip away. Fighting into the BKBs, the big ultimates is going to be tough moving forward. They are still fighting against a team that doesn't have a defusal against Omni, which was key for their survivability there. And LFY keep the game close, although I think there are still big questions as to how well their lineup is going to scale moving forward.
They do have the fun on the side of LFY. There's like sieging Lord potential between Super's Decrep and the Repel. Makes them almost immune as he can walk in very speedy and siege down the base. Here is a possible movement from LGD as they put their attention back towards the shrine together here. I see Yao with the smoke, but they're not making the call just yet here.
What have we here?
Damn, this Shaker Desocutor. Manly build.
The Chinese call the core shaker the Itonya, which is like one blade, one shot cow, basically, and that's going for the damage. Obviously works. Usually you see something like a heart though as well, which like greatly increases his damage and survivability, because oftentimes even for core shaker it's like you kind of have one round of spells, like you go in and then you need to like blow people up and kill multiple targets or you're not getting back out. But with the BKB, if you get the heart or even an Aghanims, then it becomes very hard to deal with him because he's going to get off multiple rounds of spells unless they lock him down. So I see he went for the damage and the strength there, which greatly increases survivability and damage output. And the enchant totem cooldown as well, like with the core shaker getting that 25 faster, also puts it on a very short cooldown. I believe it goes to 3 seconds or so.
See if we get to see that, reach that point with the level 25. Now, LGD's next fight could theoretically be any time. They're going to smoke up here. I feel like this is not too bad of a time considering BKB's back online. They've got their ultis, they've got the defusal blade, so yeah, this Guardian Angel no longer going to be something that can't be countered.
Big moment here for LGD with those items. They'll take their approach down the mid lane. The tier 2's open. And they'll go to work. There is already the ward down, which is going to be spotted there.
LFY's initiation really comes down to the CK, which is not like the ideal way to start a fight.
Ward's dropped now to help get the finish for the tower, it look like, or at least force some action here. Ame looks to swing it out right to the face of Monet on this one. Yao getting his life drained away from Super, will be taken care of. Maybe jumps the line to go for Super directly. He gets the force. Ame's trying to chase, the fissure follow-up will be there, and then they manage to take him down. Ice Blast will come in from behind. Kick on the high ground will slow him down, and as he tries to shred him, Monet though gets the pull back onto the troll and will help take him down.
Solo Black Hole used to the north to kill the Night Stalker, and it was great play from Alpha. He kept the Enigma away from the main fight. Even though he dies and gets Black Holed and doesn't get like a kill or anything, he keeps the rest of the fight winnable. If that CK has to fight into Black Hole, he doesn't stand a chance. That's a tool that ideally 11 only wants to throw on that CK. He doesn't really care who else he catches. And Arthur's play there helping ensure the fight at least goes even, because it still wasn't really a huge win for LFY by any means.
That was a clutch salvaging of the fight, as you mentioned, given how it started, because it started with the troll basically just chopping the CK down to low HP, which limits his willingness to use his Phantasm, because his illusions just end up being much less durable. And so with that happening, with the Pugna dying fairly early on in the fight, it becomes a very difficult battle for LFY to be able to win going on. So if there's more control there, as you mentioned, if the Enigma gets off a better Black Hole, I think it's just a blowout and they maybe lose a set of Raxes. But instead they managed to come out fairly unscathed, except for the tier 2 tower going down in that fight.
Yeah. That's really the one tool they have against the Enigma. It's not so much any way to stop the Black Hole, it's the vision. It's going to be Arthu's ability to find the Enigma and just keep him zoned out. The Urn charges are going to be thrown at this Enigma to cancel his Blink Dagger. Imagine Arthu's just like, pop your fly, find the Enigma, throw Urn charges, throw your Void. If he wants to like BKB to stop himself taking damage, that's wasted BKB time. You may zone him out. And it's Arthu's job to stop the Black Hole, even though he can't physically cancel BKB Black Hole.
Oh! Whoa. Slip up there from Maybe. As they make the jump in to go for Monet, they can't finish him off. Look, the fissure also blocks him inside. It's a comedy of errors right now for LGD.
and they're just frantically looking to run out the other direction. They will be able to catch Yao. With that Ice Blast, he turns to sacrifice himself for the Shackle, but oh man. Very unfortunate there for LGD. Ward's also going to be handed over. That was a great window of timing for them as well, because you guys were praising up Afu and how he has to locate the Enigma, and he was heading back to pick up a gem. He wasn't even around for that.
So in Chinese, there's an expression for kind of when you screw over your teammates, or not necessarily even your teammates, somebody else's. It's kind of like digging a pit for them. And maybe he had his shovel ready there, because not only does he whiff on the Echo Slam, but the Fissure ends up blocking himself and his ally off for the rest of the fight. So pretty disastrous turn of events there for LGD. In what initially looked like a promising situation, looked like they'd be able to just blow up that CK.
We've been praising maybe as the front man for this squad of LGD, but that was a big flub from him.
Was it straight up just hitting the ult before the blink, or was this something that canceled the blink?
Looked like he just hit the ult before the blink from my perspective.
Could be one of those things, you know, grand final perhaps. You just happen to stumble across a supple-looking CK farming up, and you just spaz out and hit the R button before the blink, and it happens, you know? Uh-oh, maybe. The man of the hour could be in a bit of trouble right now. His BKB will have to come out, but Ame will be getting the opportunity to shred apart this Omni Knight, which will force out the Guardian Angel. And now they look to go to Monet, and they're bash flooring the hell out of him. A Magnetize is going to be coming out, which could help them go for the finish. Can Ame get it done? No! Super even, giving him a little bit of extra life as he toggles his way back in safe. It's DDC, the only one who will end up going down. They cannot finish off Monet. They just really cannot.
So some good troll play. Ame is playing with a lot of confidence. Even though he doesn't finish him off, he goes in 1v3 into a Guardian Angel, knowing he has the Diffusal Blade, changes target onto the CK as soon as he sees him, Guardian Angels, burns his entire mana pool, so he can't even, by the time he BKBs, he has no spells that he can even use because of the state of his mana pool. And unfortunate LGD don't get those key kills. They were very close to, I mean, the CK was down to, he had to armlet toggle to stay alive, the Pugna got down to a couple hundred HP, but still a fight that LGD almost win convincingly.
Yeah, I think there's been, well, we've seen this a little bit here and there. I like the Enigma pickup on the Aghanim, by the way, with the Midnight Pulse as well. Potentially if the Black Hole just gets the CK with his Phantasm illusions, that's already like a huge boon, because he'll be able to clear the illusions out, essentially, in that time. But a little bit not on the same page there. It felt like maybe once he popped his BKB, he could have engaged with his team. They're really just an enchant totem swing or two away from getting a wipe there. But instead he was retreating while his teammates were going in, and he still had BKB and a lot of HP up. So
yeah.
And these details matter, obviously. We're in the grand finals, you're playing against LFY. We'll see if that comes back to bite them.
It does feel like their lamp is going to continue to scale well. Every item Enigma gets just makes him even scary in a team fight. Whether it's going to be like a Refresher next, or Octarine Core we sometimes see for the cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
As for the Radiant team,
yeah, Pugna like falls off at that point. You're just hoping your life suck is doing good damage, because blasts are going to feel like tickle clouds.
Pugna has peaked right now. Just picked up the BKB. There is no real other items past this that's going to make Pugna that much scarier or stronger. But yeah. Roshan going on. Here comes the contest.
Ooh, it's Monet with the repel, walking in, gets off the stun. Does he go for the Roche? Does he go for the finish? The Black Hole comes out to help secure the pickup of that Aegis. It is going to get pocketed by Ame, and they will get the grab on Monet, and Monet buys back right away. LFY really want to take the win on this fight. He comes in from behind. He could be surrounded by three. This could turn into disaster. He pulls out the Phantasm, and he is going to be able to help get the shredding of the Troll in his first Aegis. Well, they chase out for Victoria. Now Troll back in action. Monet will pull him back in and easily finish him off. Maybe swing it out with Afu on the other side. Will drop there. And it's LFY who will pick up all the pieces and take the fight.
Okay, that's again this Roshan. LG seem to have it their way with getting Roshan, but losing the fight that follows pretty badly. And again, Troll, not as bad as last time. He didn't pick up the Aegis cheese right away. It's a little unsettling. He didn't even have space for the Aegis this time. He had to drop his one after killing Roshan. Luckily then, if not for the Enigma, he would have lost that Roshan. But without Black Hole now, this high ground could be sieged here. Enigma getting chased down. Will go down.
Dead.
Yeah. Didn't BKB, didn't have any tool for that. Shaker buys back, but needs to be careful not to get caught out here.
He does have Echo, but they're hitting with that urn. so he has to BKB and just back off a bit.
Will probably force them back unless... Oh,
another urn. How many urn charges does this freaking guy have? He's out now, but he's, man,
playing so well on this Night Stalker.
Monet, the only sieger, though. Oh, well, only Pugna, but Pugna's on his way.
Waiting for the troll to respawn, perhaps. Shaker gonna blink Echo.
There's the repel, though.
Yep. Don't get a chance to.
Good timing by them. Look at what they want. Don't get out.
Yeah. Definitely feels like this is the stage of the game LGD should be winning team fights, having few issues, but the execution in these team fights has just been a little bit off, and the positioning around the Roche, I mean, you're just naturally going to be in a poor position at the Roche pit because you've got to commit one of your carries into that pit, being the troll. The Enigma can only really find that one, maybe two-man black hole when LFY engage, and LFY just played really well around the pit. They're definitely the better team fighting team in terms of just using their spells and just positioning. LGD seem to just have like the stronger drafts from what we've seen in this series.
Just really was, you know, surprising to me at least how easily Monet can just handle the troll in 1v1.
Yeah, he crushed that troll.
Well, the key there, which Monet may not be able to use too many times, is that he has that buyback ready for. So he either has the Enigma ult dropped on him, and or the Earthshaker ult to deal with the illusions, but he doesn't actually pop his Phantasm until he's sure that one or two of those ults is down, and then in this case he died first, so he had to buy back and come into the fight, and then he was able to use the Phantasm to its full potential, just chopping down the troll instantly twice. So he's not always going to have buyback as a tool, obviously, to be able to come back after those ults have been expended. So that's going to make the fight a little bit harder, quite a bit harder actually for LFY to take.
Yeah. We actually see LGD pushing down the mid lane now. They've still got the cheese on troll, and they may be trying to take advantage of that lack of buyback to do just what you mentioned. No urn charges on Afu. It's a kind of small thing to note, but I feel like it's been a big part of these fights.
Yeah.
Every time he finds the Enigma, he's throwing them. We saw him throw them on the Earthshaker for the high ground push. Actually could come into play. His inability to cancel a Blink Dagger with an urn may be influential.
Here they come, knocking down this mid lane. Ward's committed. Yao loses half his life to drop him. But Ward just hits him right in the face. But now LFY will return the favor. Start smacking down the wards, which will get this tower to almost half of its life. But
you guys mentioned Afu earlier. He's just had such an incredible game on this Night Stalker. You kind of see the value of this hero in their hands, because a lot of times you see this hero, even if he gets off to a good start, just fall off. But he seems to always be in the right place. He's very disruptive on the backlines without committing and necessarily getting himself killed. Went for that Solar Crest. Like, he has a lot of itemization, given that he's not really getting much farm or any resources other than staying alive and getting kills.
He's got 12, 5, and 14. Holy cow! I didn't even realize till you started talking about it. Like, this guy's actually gone off with getting actually the kills for his team. On a team with very stable cores, if you look at like what Super brings to the table, even Monet is maybe not the flashiest player. They've got a superstar flashy 4-position player who's willing to take risks.
Oh, good jump onto Ame, but was it a bait for the black hole? A Guardian Angel will come out though to save Monet through it, and Super continues to give him a little bit of extra life. Now they go to jump in, the maybe dunk comes out, but yeah, not going to be super effective. He tries to run out the other side here, and this could be LFY's time. It's Monet cleaning house. He scores the triple, and LGD run the hell home, or at least just maybe will.
They've got some duration left on this CK ultimate. Maybe we'll get out of the Night Stalker's grip, but they are heading straight towards that top lane, try and force some buybacks, even just take the fight. There's no more Black Hole, no more Echo Slam. That is the disaster of a team fight that LGD were not looking for, but LFY will capitalize on.
It's the other hidden benefit there of the Pokemon, being able to protect like their frontline core. In this case, the CK will bring down maybe. Or
again, it's Afu. Blinks in, finds the kill.
Maybe he doesn't have buyback. This might be it.
Yeah, I think so. I think LFY may have just secured at least a game number 4 of this grand final. No shutout today, gentlemen.
How much goes back to that Echo before Blink on Shaker?
Oy.
That play right there was the starting point of the comeback for LFY, a team that was not meant to necessarily go and scale amazingly well into the late game. Managed to do so. They managed to actually match up to LGD's scary team fight through some great vision play from Afu's Night Stalker. And all in all, much better execution coming out from the LFY squad this game. Mega Creeps should be the game. We'll see if LGD have anything to say about it, though.
Yeah, I felt like they could have had a chance to slam the door there, and they weren't able to take advantage of that. As you mentioned, both the last Roshans they've taken have been really ill-gotten gains, because they've lost the Aegis almost immediately afterwards, in addition to committing the ults. So they've been spread out a little bit in those fights. As you mentioned, like some of the team fight execution details, maybe not as sharp as LFY.
Oh, confrontation here nearby. Monet and Ame begin to swing it out. Monet tries to run out the other direction, but it is going to be LGD looking to pursue as they commit down the wards. They get in, but it is going to be Black Hole from 11. But look at Super just helping out Monet from the outside. This could have been the final hurrah of LGD, and it's not looking like it's going so well. Move in, dunk. Almost able to get the finish with Super. Does get dropped there. Okay, Phantasm now, and Monet begins to shred apart anyone in front of him. Yao trying to make it back out. Ame, he bought back. He's TPing in. Monet's waiting for him. He's ready to swing it. Oh no, but now maybe too many people are here. Monet will end up going down, and looks like LGD might be able to fend them off. It's a costly defense, but they do it.
I think LFY thought they could end the game there by buying back. They knew there's the Black Hole. They could save the CK there, get Pugna back in to heal the CK back up. They could have just closed the game, but it's not going to matter. They still have Mega Creeps. Only way LGD can maybe play this one out is by going all in down mid right now. I don't think they've got too many more fights left in them, but at the same time, can they really just go for this all-out push? 75 seconds without CK. I don't see being a big enough loss for LFY.
Hey, how's it going? Maybe gonna get hit again from none other than Afu before he can even get into the fight. But they do find Afu to turn around. The right clicks are there. Meanwhile, Monet running into action. There's the Guardian Angel. As they fight it out, they'll get him down. That's game. Okay. Congratulations, LFY. We're going to be going to a game number 4 of this grand final. LGD may have had this one in the bag, but you could say executions, you could say, you know, a couple of slip-ups here and there. But LFY also played this very well. Good stuff.
I feel like LFY